Hello, this is KiwaniTalk. KiwaniTalk is a public information program brought to you today from the Salvation Army Citadel in Dearborn Heights. Thank you very much for letting us tape our show here. And of course, we have a number of Salvation Army participants, and we're going to have some Christmas music. I'm here with Captain David Martinez.
Hi, Ray.
Captain Martinez, it's really nice to see you tonight.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about fundraising for the Salvation Army and using this bucket that you have quite a few of around town.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start out. I'm going to do this a few times during the show, but it's as simple as that. And you know what? When you put something in the Salvation Army bucket, it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
You always feel good after you did that. And you're actually doing a favor. If you want to be a bell ringer, you can see that with people. They come and they'll walk all around the store and then finally come out and put something in the Salvation Army bucket. And so it's kind of part of the season. You know?
If you want to feel good and be appreciated, to be a bell ringer really is at the top of the list of getting that again, appreciation and recognition, and for things that you've done yourself, but things that the Salvation Army has done with those donations. And people are just very generous, both in what they give in the kettles and how they compliment, and are appreciative of the work that you put in.
I think I'm not sure, but I think I've donated now. I mean, I've rung the bell.
Yeah.
You probably know better than I do, but I think it's 6 or 7 years anyway.
Yeah.
It might be more. It's in that area.
But for you, it's not even just once. It's like 10 or 12 times throughout the whole season.
Every year, it's more.
Yeah.
You know, but it's kind of fun. You get used to it, and 2 hours isn't enough for me.
And you probably have your regulars that get to see you every day or every year, and then every.
I think there's a few that come by just to see if he's still around.
Yeah.
And we have a group. I think we have what's. Is
8
it
of us?
7? 8 of us?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful sound. We did a few numbers getting tuned up for the show. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have quite a bit of nice Christmas Salvation Army music here in just a minute.
Salvation Army is certainly known for its brass music, and you're really not going to find a Christmas movie without a brass ensemble somewhere in that setting. And unfortunately, to some degree, the Salvation Army doesn't have as strong of a brass presence universally as we used to have, but we're certainly blessed here in the Detroit and Dearborn Heights Citadel area in particular to still have a great brass ensemble and band. So
it sounds wonderful every time I hear it. I look forward. If you want to sign up and bell ring, there's a program on the internet.
Yeah, so if you're tech savvy, you can go online, and you don't even have to be tech savvy. You just have to know how to use the internet basically, and it's www.registertoring.org, registertoring.org, or you're welcome to call our office in Dearborn Heights, and that's 313-563-4457, 313-563-4457, and we can register you over the phone.
And it's Christine that does that.
Christine, that's right. Yeah.
She just lined me up.
Yeah, that's right. We got you back again.
Well, then I know exactly when the shift starts and when it ends, and she told me you stop at 7:45, so I just backed up 4 hours. That's 3:45. Nice. So I said, let's make them all the same. Then I can't mess up.
Nice, good. You know? It's convenient. Yeah.
And so I'm set up with the dates, and of course you can go on the internet and revise a date if something comes up.
Yeah, of course. So you can go online, and that'll tell you what's available for a given day, time, even location. If you're not, picky, if you've got a little bit of flexibility, then it shows you some greater options. But if you're very particular, then it'll show you what's available and get you set up that way.
Yeah. Well, this group's been waiting to play for us, so I think we should let them take a run at
it. Yeah, they're better to listen to than us.
They're chomping at the bit. That was just beautiful. Just beautiful. What when you're so close to the band, you can hear all the harmonies, and it's
hear it and feel it.
Yeah, hear it and feel it. That's right. Oh, I have something. I have to keep doing this. It's sort of part of the program tonight. Yeah. So, Captain Martinez, now tell me when is the first bell ringing start?
Yeah, the very first day of this year, 2021, is November 12th. And then we go all the way through December 24th, Christmas Eve.
Okay. And except Sundays.
That's
no
right.
Sundays.
No Sundays.
Yeah.
No Sundays. Like Chick-fil-A, no Sundays.
Yeah. Well, and how many locations do you monitor in
So
your area?
out of our service area in the Dearborn Heights, Livonia, Redford, Garden City. We are at 20 different locations. And then we have counter kettles in some locations as well, which are just little mini kettles that are next to registers in restaurants or grocery stores. But as far as our live in-person bell ringing, we have about 20 sites.
Well, I know there's somebody who's got a lot of running around to do, and I know you do some of it because you've come by a number of times to pick up the bucket.
Yeah, and volunteers are very generous. They're willing to obviously take their shifts, but then on occasion we'll say, we don't have anyone after you scheduled, or we need an hour filled in early, and people are just so generous to help out. It's so wonderful.
I like that end of day shift because that one, the chances they're going to come get the bucket.
That's right. Only rarely do we forget a bell ringer at the end of the day. No. Eventually we figure it out.
But that's a lot of driving around.
Yeah.
How many people actually service the buckets?
Yeah, so on a good day we have about 3 people,
people.
Rotating those around, and on a busy day, Saturday, again, 18 locations. If we've got volunteers every 2 to 4 hours, you can see how quickly we have to rotate all of those out back and forth. Yeah. So the Lord's good to keep us safe on the roads. Yeah.
And last year, I have to admit, I'm on the Salvation Army Community Board. Mm-hmm. So I learned a lot more about the Salvation Army than I would have otherwise, And I think because of COVID, I think people were in a little more generous mood last year.
Yeah, it really was. We weren't sure going into the season if we'd be allowed to ring at the stores for safety reasons, but the stores as well were very generous, and they very much appreciate us being out there, not just because of what it does for the community and the fundraising, but they like having somebody at the store greeting customers coming in and out. And
it gets people into the mood.
Yes. So I think it helps.
Salvation Army is one of the things that gets people
it helps
into the mood.
Their bottom line as well. So, but yeah, the stores, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to ring because of COVID, but they did all that they could to make us available to ring, and every store that we had been ringing at normally allowed us back again.
I wore a mask and one of those plastic things,
face shields,
and a Santa hat or an elf hat, And I sat a long ways from the bucket, and I think it actually motivated people.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, people were so generous last year. And what surprised me pleasantly, I was really blessed by, is we had some people who had never been volunteer bell ringers before, and last year was their first year. So you would think there would be less bell ringers because of COVID, but we actually had some people for the very first time do it. So, so hopefully they're back again this year, and hopefully there'll even be more than that. So.
Okay. Well, we're gonna hear another round of music from the orchestra, band, brass band, ensemble.
There you go. Sounds good.
that was wonderful. Just terrific. Captain Martinez is now going to introduce the band members, and I'll leave that up to you.
So while we do have a couple of our band members that are employees of the Salvation Army, they're all volunteers when it comes to music. It's their passion, it's their ministry. But we do want to recognize them and thank them on behalf of the rest of the band as well, but them in particular. So to my farthest right in the front row is Chuck McDougall, and he is an employee of the Salvation Army. He's in charge of our emergency disaster services. So the canteen, the vehicles that feed our feeding units, he oversees those and helps coordinate to disaster services. And he's also our band master. He's our fearless leader, so we're grateful for him. Next to him is Dan. Dan, you want to know that Dan chose to live here in this area. His parents were officers here at Dearborn Heights Citadel in the 80s. And him and his brother decided they liked it so much that they were going to stay here afterwards.
I interviewed Dan's father on KiwaniTalk.
Okay. All right. We'll go back to the archives for that one.
Yes.
Maybe reel to reel at that time?
Could be.
So Dan is our assistant bandmaster and also one of our assistant lead elders at the Corps. Next to him is Colleen, who happens to be married to Dan as well. But Colleen is our caseworker here at the Salvation Army, and so the funds that we raise for Christmas, she's the best recipient of those because they help her do her job very well, and she does it very well. So we're grateful for Colleen. Major Ed, to my right, to the farthest left in the front row, he is a retired officer with his wife Sandy, and again we always love retired officers because they choose where they get to worship and serve and to minister, and makes us feel good that they chose Dearborn Heights. So we're always glad to see them. Back row all the way to the right, far right, is Brett. Brett is the father of 3 boys, and he is also our junior band master. So he's the one that's keeping this group going with our young people. So we're grateful for him. Next to him is Matt, and Matt may look young, but he and his wife have a bundle of kids at home, and his wife is also pregnant again, and so he is very busy with his babies, and it's great to have him and the kids around all the time. So, and they make a great sacrifice because his wife Jamie, who's not playing right now, but they both play in the band, and so the kids make a bit of a sacrifice themselves for the ministry of the music, and so we're grateful for that. Next to him is Stephen, and Stephen and his wife Emily, they just had their baby celebrate his first birthday, and so he's still a new dad in that regard. Stephen's also a police officer for Garden City, so we're grateful for his ministry and his service to the community. And next to him is Alan, and Alan is a media specialist. He was eyeing the equipment when we started out this evening recording. And he also has 2 young adult daughters, and I guess depends on the day whether they're keeping them young or helping them age faster. I guess it depends. So that's some of our band members, and it's a good representation. They're great.
Captain Martinez, I want to thank the band for staying late and putting on this show for us because it's a wonderful show, and we sure appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm going to make a last deposit over here, just to keep everybody in the mood.
Nice.
We're going to close now, but we want to encourage you to ring up Salvation Army and ring that bell. It's kind of fun. We're going to close with the band. They're going to close with Silent Night, and we wish you Merry Christmas.